Three, two, one. You are now on the record with Jake on Giles, and yeah, the title might be a little confusing on this episode, but there's a good chance that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens match with the brother twins for the undisputed tag team titles. Well, technically that match is rumored might make in event night one, even though there's also rumors that either of the two women's championship matches could main event night one, but there is probably kind of a push to get Sammy to at least main event night one because there's really nothing the company can do. I mean, outside of putting Sammy into the Roman Reigns O's match, hey, someone getting hot that WWE did not have plans for or getting hot is nothing new. We've seen we've seen it with Matt Cardona slash Zack Ryder. We've seen it with Brian Danielson slash Daniel Bryan. We've seen it with a lot of people. They don't. They never. They don't. They don't vet things with the fans, and and really they should. You're taking those people's money. You're also taking their time. So I mean, don't do any. Don't do. Don't have everything at the whim of the fans, but when they really get behind somebody, that's that's free money that you don't have to work for. That is free money that you don't have to work for that you just freaking get. But they don't they don't plan they didn't plan for him to for Sammy for Sami Zayn to be as popular with almost everybody. I mean, of course, the hardcores always loved him, but of course, the casual fans are getting behind him because all they care about is segments. They don't care about actual wrestling. I've always said this on 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 the show, and I've gotten some stick for it. I gotten some real bad stick for saying that, but I'm like, yeah, you casual fans don't give a damn about actual matches. Y'all, y'all just tune in to watch the segments. I mean, dude, there's compilations right here on YouTube of funny segments. You want to watch that? Do that. Do that. Nobody's stopping you. Or, but I'm glad that you're enjoying Sammy as much as I am. Hell, if I was booking this, if I didn't have, if Joey Rhodes wasn't already set up, and I think I mean, Cody was probably the backup plan and for Roman if they weren't going to get Raw. Of course, they weren't going to get Raw. I don't know why the hell the first plan was Raw. The plan should have been just Cody from Jump Street, and if Cody wasn't if Cody was still dealing with the pec issue, you could slot Sammy in there. But of course, they didn't do that. In other news, it seems like Trips could hold his breath on possibly getting Kenny Omega because it has been confirmed that Tony Khan is going to be flexing his muscle when it comes to making Kenny make up for at least the injury time, not the suspension time, the injury time he missed, obviously because he was finally dealing with years of ailments and of course other recent injuries. Hell, he even had a video with that infamous chiropractor guy that uses the screws. I heard that method actually works, but seems like Kenny might be held up with AEW until November to make up for the time he lost. But in that time, him and Tony could like hash out a deal. Maybe not. Don't know. Earlier this week, Adam Cole, baby, helped Tony Khan with one of his big announcements. Of course, was it was just the backstage show, and of course, well, of course, announcing that Adam Cole was cleared. You didn't have Tony. You didn't have to freaking make this a big deal because we know We knew the backstage show was gonna happen. What I want is a injury report on Layla Hirsch and and Chris Statlander, but of course, this sounds like me freaking complaining. I want to know if those two are okay because we didn't show like confirmation that Thunder Rosa could be back soon, and she went out not too long after Chris did, and Layla Hirsch went out before Chris while feuding with Chris on television. Well, not really television, more like dog. Because and and Chris went down, down in the middle of last year with another knee injury. This time it was actually what would have been her good knee. Now both knees are gonna be in, in knee braces when and if she comes back. I know Chris had surgery around September of last year, but we don't know. There was no formal announcement of her coming back, or worst case scenario of her like hanging them up. When it comes to when it comes to my next live reaction, I think that will be NXT Stand and Deliver on WrestleMania Saturday. I won't be covering that night one because that's a little late. I won't be covering me any night one that's a little late for me. I'll probably give my thoughts on it on night one after I watch the replay of night one on day two of WrestleMania weekend. Sorry for the lack of news. I could have talked about Nikki Bell's little shoot moment, but the only other thing is they're possibly looking at finally inducting Dave Batista because we know that he wanted to be inducted into the Hall of Fame in person. So, and not virtually like Yushin Thunder Liger. So, I'm guessing like the Bellas ones were well. I'm not sure if they were the headliner because I think the headliner was actually Yushin on the Liger. Who was inducted in 2020 as, I think, a WCW alumnus and NXT alumnus. And if that's true, he would be the first NXT superstar to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Well, I'm guessing, considering you should only wrestled on NXT as far as his time with the. Once again, I'm sorry for this show, this episode being a little light on content. I'm hoping next episode is a little beefier for you because I don't want to. I don't want to be trimming fat here. And with that, I wish you love, peace, happiness, and most of all, good health. Be safe out there and take care of yourselves.